coalition government in Bihar is on the verge of a collapse, with the Janata Dal United likely to announce the split from alliance partner BJP soon. Sources say the JDU is planning to form an alternative government. Well, let's go across now to our reporters for all the very latest. And first across to Alok. Alok, so what are you hearing? Tomorrow's that big meeting that has been called by Nitish Kumar of all the MPs and MLAs.
Well, yes, you're right. Though I have to point out that at the moment the JDU is not officially notified the meeting. But there are many who are saying that yes, the party is going to meet with all its MLAs and MLCs in Bihar, in Patna, and perhaps decide on the way ahead. We are told that similar meetings are likely to be held by the RJD and also by the Congress, either today evening or tomorrow at some point of time. But I think the question that we have to explore at this point of time is whether the BJP and Nitish Kumar are at break point in Bihar. You see, it's one thing for the alliance to be tense and for accusations and counter accusations to be hurled at each other, but it's an entirely different thing for the alliance to break, because that then is a big thing given the history of how Nitish Kumar has navigated Bihar politics in the last decade or so. To refresh our viewers' memory, if you remember, there was an election, I think in 2016, or 2015 actually, when it was the RJD, Lalu Yadav's party, and Nitish Kumar who fought together. Before that, Nitish and the BJP had been allies for many, many years. And then Nitish Kumar broke it off, allied with the RJD, won an election. It was seen as a snub to Narendra Modi at that point of time. However, that alliance didn't last. It lasted for 1 or 2 years, I think, maybe till 2017, if I remember correctly. And then again, Nitish Kumar went back to the BJP. But now the latest problem seems to have been particularly over RCP Singh. Now, RCP Singh used to be a very close aide of Nitish Kumar, at one point of time the virtual number 2 in the party. But he's fallen out of favor. The party did not renew his Rajya Sabha membership. He was a union minister. That post has gone, and he has now resigned from the primary membership of the JDU. And Nitish Kumar and his allies or his aides feel that the BJP was trying to use RCP Singh in a way to kind of sideline Nitish Kumar in Bihar. And remember that if you look at the numbers scale, Nitish Kumar's party is the junior party in the alliance. They have 47 or 45 seats, while the BJP has 77, and yet Nitish Kumar is the chief minister. So given this peculiar set of circumstances around Bihar, one waits to see whether Nitish Kumar will actually break it off. The other question that we also need to ask is, what does the RJD gain if Nitish Kumar comes back to them? In the last election, Tejasvi Yadav, not even Lalu wasn't around. Tejasvi Yadav, who is 32 years old, or maybe a little older, he led that RJD and brought it very close to a majority on its own. So the question also needs to be asked, why would it engage with Nitish Kumar? If it does, will Nitish Kumar still be the chief minister? Will there be a tough bargain? What happens in the next few years? So I think there are many ifs and buts right now, but one waits to see what happens.
All right, let's go across to Manish now to find out what the RJD is thinking. And Manish, what are you hearing? Tejasvi Yadav, they're making an offer?
Tejasvi has not made any offer as of now, and RJD is very clear that any move or next move is to be made by Nitish Kumar. So one will have to wait till Tuesday afternoon when Nitish Kumar is going to address his party MLAs as well as MPs, that what next step he takes, whether he resigns, whether he comes out of this alliance, or whether he continues with this alliance. So Nitish Kumar only knows what is going to be his next step. But of course, RJD is somewhere reconciled to the fact that whatever signals they are getting from JDU, as well as the way Rajiv Ranjan alias Lalan Singh, the way he attacked BJP for hatching a conspiracy in 2020 elections, it is an open secret that there was some kind of blessings to Chirag Paswan. But the way JDU has decided to go public with this now, it seems that Nitish Kumar has made up his mind to walk out of the alliance, and he is assured of the fact that not only RJD but Congress as well as the other left parties will also come on board, and they will immediately, quickly, they will announce their support to him in his next political endeavor. Kargi.
All right, so nothing being said overtly. Everybody is currently waiting and, watching and seeing what move Nitish Babu makes. Let's go across to Sunil. And Sunil, the Congress in charge of Bihar heading to Patna?
That's right. In fact, as everybody's pointing out, Alok as well as Manish, at present it's a fluid political situation. Officially, the Congress saying that they are going to Patna, the AICC in charge who I spoke to, saying I'm going there because we have a Padyatra, but definitely he's been asked to rush there to take and assess the situation of the MLAs as well as the other Congress party workers. As you're well aware and has been pointed out, once bitten, twice shy. They want to be absolutely careful and clear this time around what exactly Mr. Nitish Kumar is up to, because this is not the first. This has happened very often with Nitish Kumar when he plays, truant. What exactly is he going to do this time round for Bihar, and how stable will this government be? What is the kind of contours? Who will be the chief minister? Who will be the deputy chief minister? What are the portfolios? What are the other, various to's and fro's? Please remember, we have just finished the presidential and vice presidential elections. Unlike the last 5 years, please recall that the JDU had supported the opposition at that time. This time around, they have supported the NDA candidate. What is really sparking this off? What is the real reason behind it? These are points that have to be looked at. Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as Amit Shah are very keen on keeping this alliance, and that is why Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan has been working with Nitish Kumar. He was the first to be consulted on a presidential candidate, and this time round the Congress realizes that they don't want to be caught napping. They want to play it clear because for them the RJD as well as the Congress alliance was all set to win in the run-up during that COVID period. The rest is history, as you're well aware about what happened, the role of the Election Commission, the delay in the counting, and how things played out in Bihar. But definitely, at this present juncture, they are adopting a wait and watch and will assess that situation carefully before taking the next move, and of course in consultation with the RJD.